Hi everyone, welcome you all. In this video, I'm going to discuss about functions in TypeScript. So first of all, let us see what is function. Functions are the primary blocks of any program, means which contains some statements, and we can simply say it is a block of statements. And whenever we need, we can call that function and the same set of statements will be executed. So the main advantage of function is code reusability, less coding and easy to do. So code reusability means we can call a function several times without writing the same block of code again and again. So the code reusability saves the time and reduces the program size. So less coding. Functions make our program compact. So we don't need to write many lines of code each time to perform a common task. So easy to debug. It makes the programmer easy to locate and isolate faulty information. So these are the basic advantages of a function. So now in TypeScript, especially we have two kinds of functions, named functions, anonymous function. So named function means is a function where you declare and call a function by its given name. So basically the function will have a name, and whenever you want to invoke the function, we have to just call that function by using a name. So that is called as a named function. So there is another type of function called anonymous function. And basically these functions will have some expression and which doesn't have any name, and the expression will be stored into a variable, and we call or we invoke this function by using a variable. So this is basically called as anonymous function. So they are named functions and anonymous function. Now I'll show you one example how we can work with the named functions and anonymous functions. So let me open my Visual Studio Code, and here I'm creating a new file, TypeScript file. I will name it as functions.ts. So first we'll see how to create a named function. Named function. So to create a named function, what you have to do is we need to just use a keyword called function, and then we need to specify the name of the function. I'll say display. This is the name of the function, and starting block and ending block. So starting curly brace representing starting point, this is an ending point. So inside this we need to include the statement. So let me write one statement. Let's say console.log, and here this is a welcome to TypeScript. So I just printed some message here. So this is how we need to define the named function. So the function is a keyword, display is a name of the function, and inside this is a starting point, is the ending point. Inside this curly braces we can specify the statement. So this is basically called as a function. But how to invoke this function? So how to call this function? So to call this named function, we can simply say display. So like this. Now by using this name, we can call the named function, and then it will execute the block of statements. So now let me just execute. So to execute this function, I need to first convert it or compile into JavaScript. And for that, I'm executing this. Let's say TSC. My test script name is functions.ts. So once you compile it, it will generate a JavaScript file. So now it is generated JavaScript file. Now by using a node command, I'm running functions.js. So now it is displayed welcome to TypeScript. So this is the output of this particular script. So this is a named function. Function name, and inside this block we can write number of statements, and to invoke the function we use a display keyword. Sometimes we can also pass the arguments into this function. We can also pass the arguments into function, and at the same time we can also return the some value from the function. So the function can take arguments or parameters, we can say, or sometimes the function also can return the output. So how we can do that? So let me just comment this. So I'll show you the same named function, how we can take the parameters and how it will return the output. So for that, I'm just defining one more function. So this is basically named function. Named function include parameter types and return type. So here I'll say function is my keyword, and I'm creating a function name is called sum, and here I'll take two arguments. Let's say x is a number argument, number is a type of the variable, comma y is also another number type of argument. So now this function is taking two arguments or two parameters, and the return type also we need to specify by using colon. So return type is also a number. Now inside this function block I can write the statements. So here the number is a return type. So here we need to return x plus y. So return is a statement which we need to use to return the output. So whatever x and y I'm accepting as a parameters, I'm just doing the sum of x plus y, I'm returning that. So here function is a keyword, sum is the name of the function, and these two arguments, x and y, we can call them as arguments or parameters. And a colon, this number is a return type. So what this method will return, what this function will return. So the return type also we need to specify, and this is a body of the method. So how we can call this method? So to call this method, simply we can say sum, and this method, this function is this method is accepting two arguments. So we need to pass the two arguments. Let's say 100 comma 200 I'm passing. So when I call this function, right, so this function will be called and return the output. But where we can capture that output? So for that we need to use a variable. So you can create one more variable like say variable result equal to, and then I can print this value. I'll say console.log, and I can just print the result variable like this. So you can hold the return type data into some variable and we can print this variable. Or if you don't want to use this variable directly, you can keep this calling method into this particular console.log. So this is also fine, because this method or function which is basically returning the output for us. So that return output we need to print by using console.log. So this should return. So suppose when I say 100 and 200, it should return 300 as an output, right? So now let me compile it once again, go to terminal. Now here I'm just running functions.test and compiling to JavaScript. And after that, we have to run the JavaScript file. Now I'm running the functions.js. Now you can see 300 is printed. So this is how we can create a named function which includes the parameters and return type. Now I'll show you anonymous function. So we have seen how to create a named function with parameters, without parameters, and return type. Now I'll show you anonymous function, how to work with the anonymous function. Let me just comment this. So to create anonymous function, we need to, let me just put the comment, anonymous function. So let me show you how to create anonymous function. So the syntax of anonymous function is like this. So first we need to write a function keyword. And here we don't need to specify the name of the function. So that's basically anonymous function. We don't have the name of the function. Just say bracket, and here I'm not provided any name to the function, but inside this function, I'll write some body. Let's say console.log, and here I'm printing something. I'll say welcome to TypeScript. See this, this is just a function keyword I have used. I haven't specified the name of the function, and inside this function, I have created one message. But here we need to use a special kind of variable here. So let's create a var, and let's say greeting. So let's say greeting is a variable, and the function is a keyword which is representing the function, and which is storing into this particular variable, right? So because this is called anonymous function, means it doesn't have any name to the function, and this function is basically storing into this particular variable. So this is a anonymous function syntax. So but how to invoke this anonymous function? To invoke this anonymous function, simply what we can do is we can just say variable name, so greeting and then bracket. So we have to invoke the anonymous function by calling the variable, not exactly function, because we don't have a name to the function. So we need to just call the variable and it will invoke the statements. Now let us see this. Let me just compile it. This is an anonymous function. So let me just compile into JavaScript. Once it is compiled, then I can run the JavaScript. So now I'm running my JavaScript. Yeah, now we can see this is saying welcome to TypeScript. So this is the output we got from this statement. All right, so this is how we need to create anonymous function. And in an anonymous function, we don't have any name, and we have to just create a function keyword, block of statements, and we need to store this function into a variable. And similarly, we can also create anonymous function with parameters and return type. Just like a named function, we can also create anonymous function with number of arguments and also return type. Now I'll show you how we can create it. So anonymous function, which includes the parameter types and also return type. Anonymous function which can also include parameter types and return types. So for that, what I can do is I'll just create a function, say this function, and this time I'm passing two arguments. I'm not giving any name, I'm just passing the two arguments. Let's say x is a number, comma, y is also a number, and the return type is a number. Return type is a number, and inside this function I will return the output. Let's say return x plus y. So here this is a anonymous function, so I haven't given any name to this, but we have to store this function in a variable. So where I'll create a variable called sum. Now this function will take two parameters or two arguments and return sum of two arguments. So x plus y will be returned. So here function is a keyword, x and y are the parameters or arguments. Here this number is a return type and this is the body of the method. And because this is an anonymous function, we have to store this function in a variable, right? So now how to invoke the function? We can simply say sum. And because this function is expecting two arguments, now I need to pass a two arguments, say 10 and 20, both are number arguments. So when I call this function, it will return some output for us. So we need to print that output by using console.log here. We can put that calling method inside this console.log. So this is how we can create anonymous function, which includes the parameters and also return type. Now save it, then again compiling into JavaScript. So once it is compiled, then I can execute as a test script, execute as a JavaScript. Now, yeah, now we got the 30 as an output. So we pass 10 and 20 to this function and calculated sum of two numbers and return type is 20. So this is how we can create anonymous function which can include parameter types and return type. So far what I have seen is how to create a named function with parameters, without parameters and return type. And also we have seen how to create anonymous function with parameters, without parameters and return type. So these are the basically two types of functions we have. Now I'll talk about function parameters. So far we have seen how to pass the parameters. So these parameters are two types. There are two kinds of parameters we have. So basically parameters are values or arguments passed to the function. Right? So in TypeScript, the compiler expects a function to receive the exact number and type of arguments as defined in the function signature. So if I create number of variables or arguments in the function, the same number of parameters we have to pass at the time of calling the function. So there are two kinds of parameters we have. One is optional parameters. The second one is default parameters, optional parameters and default parameters. Now I'll show you one example how we can work with this function parameters. Now let me just create one more test script, and let's create a new test script, and here I will name it as function parameters. I'll say function params.ts. Function params.ts. There are two kinds of parameters. One is called optional parameters, the other one is default parameters. So first of all, let me create a simple function here. I'll say function, and function name is, I'll say greet, and let us say this function is taking two arguments. The first argument is greeting and the type of argument is a string, comma. The second argument name is a name and the type of argument is a string. And this function is also return a string type of string is a return type. So this is a anonymous function. So this is this is a named function because we specified the name of the function. So it is an example of named function. So here these are the two variables. So greeting is a string, name is a string, and return type is also string. So here I'm specifying the return type. So I'll say return, and whatever greeting I'm getting here as a parameter, I'm passing that greeting, appending that greeting message to the name which I'm getting here. So finally what this will return is, when I say hi John, then it will return hi John. So by giving some space. So I'm basically concatenating the two values, greeting message along with the name of the person. So this is a named function I created, which will take two arguments and one return value, which is string type, and this is a return data. So to call this function, how to call this is simply I can say console.log because this is returning the data. So the returned output we have to print. Additionally, we have to use console.log. So I'm just calling this greet function, and by passing two arguments. The first argument I'm passing is welcome. You can use double quotations or single quotations to representing the screen. So I'll say welcome, and the second parameter I'm passing is, I'll say John. Observe this. So I'm just calling this function greet function by passing two arguments. So welcome will go and assign to the greeting. John will assign to the name. And whatever the message which is written, so written message will be printed as an output. Now let us compile. Okay, so along with this, I will also write few more statements. Suppose, for example, this function is expecting two arguments. So I'm passing two arguments, right? So the first value will be stored in the first argument, second value will be stored in the second argument. So perfectly fine. So number of parameters and type of parameters are exactly matching. Now in this particular statement, I'm just passing only one parameter. Okay, I'm just passing only one parameter. But here the function is expecting two arguments, but I'm passing only one argument. So this will causing the compile error. So this will throw compile error. So what's the compile error it will show you is, it will show you expected two arguments but got one. So this is a compiler message we will get in the console window. So how many parameters it is accepting? We are also pass the same number of parameter and the same type of parameter. So this is an invalid statement. And similarly, if I write something like this, let us say this. So for example, let me write this. Let me just minimize it. Okay. So now I'm writing like this. So I'll say console.log, and here I'm calling the greet. And this time I'm passing multiple parameters. I'll say I'll pass welcome, one parameter, and a comma, I'm passing second parameter is a John. Also I'm passing third parameter, let's say Smith. Now what happens? So here the first case we are passing two arguments, and it will print, it will catch those two arguments and return the output. This is okay. This is correct. But if you come to the second case, we are passing only single parameter, but it is expecting two parameters. So it will causing the compile error. In the third case, we are passing three arguments, but the function is expecting only two arguments. So even this also will causing the compile error. So this is also causing the compile error. So what is the compile error means? Here expected two arguments but got three. So these two statements will cause the compile errors. So how many arguments the method is expecting? We have to pass only those many number of arguments and those type of arguments. So these two are invalid. So let me just execute this. Go to terminal and new terminal, and I'm compiling it. I'll say TSC and functions. I think this is a functions params. Just a second. TSC, the function, the file name is function params.ts. So now I have compiled it, and it will generate a JavaScript file, and then I'm running the JavaScript file by using node command, node function params.js. So now we can see it is saying welcome John. That means the first one is executed. Perfectly fine. Fine. So this is how we need to execute. Suppose I'm commenting the first one. Let's enable the second one. So we are passing only one parameter. So the compiler itself is giving error here itself before running the code. And here it is saying expected two arguments but got one. So this is a compile error. And the same thing for third case also. When I enable this, which will show you the error expected two arguments but got three. So these two are invalid statement. So this is how normally we create a function. So when I have two arguments, we have to pass only two arguments with the same type. And sometimes we can make arguments optional. Sometimes we can also make the arguments or parameters optional. So now I'll show you how to pass the optional parameters. Okay, optional parameters. Or we can say optional arguments or parameters. So what are the optional parameters? I have told you two types of parameters: optional parameters, default parameters. Now I'm talking about optional parameters. So what I will do is I'll just commenting this function. So I'm just recreating the same function greet. Greeting is a string, and now I want to make name is optional parameter. I want to make name is optional parameter, because optional means we can pass the name value or may not. Even though if you are not passing the name argument, it's still fine. So how we can make it as optional parameter is simply say a question mark here. After defining the variable name, just say question mark. So then that variable becomes a optional variable. So now I'm calling the same statements now here also. Now observe it, the first case. So the first case, it is accepting 2 arguments. I'm passing the 2 arguments perfectly fine, no issues at all. Now the second case, I'm passing only 1 argument, and that will go and stored in greeting variable. But I'm not passing second argument, that is name, but still it is fine, because the second argument is a optional argument. Second argument or parameter is an optional parameter. So even though if I pass only 1 parameter, it will go and store in first variable. The second parameter is optional, so it is not expecting any argument here. So this time it will not throw any compiler error, so it will run successfully. But in case of 3, what happens here is it will throw an error. Why? Because it is accepting only 2 parameters, but here I'm sending 3 parameters. So this statement will cause a compilation error. Expected 1 or 2 arguments, but got 3. So the third one is invalid, but the first 2 are valid statement in case of optional parameters. Because the first one I'm passing 2 parameters, which is expected by the function. In the second case, I'm passing only 1 parameter, but the second parameter is an optional parameter. Now let me execute this code and see. Now this time it will not show any issue with the second statement. Now let me compile it once again. It will convert into JavaScript. Yeah, now it is converted. Now I'm running functions params.js. So now we can see the first 2 welcome John is printed. This is fine. Now come to the second one. So it is returning welcome undefined. Because why it is undefined? Because we haven't passed the second argument. So the optional parameter, the default value of the optional parameter is undefined. If I pass some value, which will be stored in this name. If I don't pass any value, by default, it will assign the undefined. So this is a optional parameter. So this is how we need to define the optional parameters in the function by adding question mark after the variable. So now we also have a default arguments. So how to define the default arguments? Now let me create a default arguments. Okay, I'll just comment in this everything. Right, so now I'm talking about default arguments, or we can say default parameters. And the same function I'm writing again here. Right, so I'm just removing the comments. Say this, the same function I have created, again named function. So here, now these 2 parameters are mandatorily required. So greeting and a name. And this time, what I will do is I will assign some default value to the parameter. Right, so for example here, name is a string. Name is a string. So greeting is a string. Okay, or else I can just rearrange them. So what I can do is I can just put Control X here, and here I will replace. So just interchange. So name is equal to string. Name is a variable. String is a value. The second argument is a greeting, which is also string type. And here what I will do is I will assign the default value to the greeting. So I'll say equal to, I'll say hello. So this is a default value of greeting. So when I call this function, I need to pass 2 arguments. One is name and a greeting message. So then whatever greeting message I am passing as an argument, that will be considered. If I don't pass a greeting value or the greeting argument, if I pass only single value, then for the greeting, it will assign the default value, which is hello. So let's try to invoke the function. So to invoke the function, okay, so what I can do is I am invoking this particular function. So in 2 different ways. So one function greet, I'll say John. I'm calling this function by passing only single parameter. So the John will be assigned into the first variable, that is name. But what about the second one is the greeting, the variable value, default value is hello. So even though if I doesn't pass the value of the greeting, that is the second argument, still fine, because the default value will be assigned to this greeting. So this is a default variable and default value which is assigned to the variable. Now come to the second case. So I'm passing the name along with the greeting. I'm saying greeting is welcome now. So what this will return is John will assign to the string name and welcome will be assigned to the greeting. So the value will be overridden. So the default value is hello, but I'm passing welcome here. So this will return John and welcome. Now the third case, here again I'm passing only single value, greet Smith. So this value will go and assign to the name and the greeting value will be displayed as a hello. So this is how we need to call the function. And here this is a default argument. Now let me compile and execute. So let me just clear. First execute the test script. And once it is done, then I'll compile this as a JavaScript file. Yeah, now we can see first statement is returning hello John. The second statement is returning John welcome. And John is a name I have passed and store into a name. And welcome is a greeting message I have passed. This second statement, right? So it is printed greeting message first and then name, right? So first I'm printing greeting message and name. So that's the reason greeting message is printed first. So greeting message and name, greeting message and name. In the first case and the second case, we pass the argument, second argument. But in the first case and third case, we are not passing the second argument. So it is assigned the default value, which is hello. So this is how we can define the default parameters. So far we have learned different type of parameters we have. So optional parameters and default parameters. So other than this, we also have a special type of function in TypeScript, which is arrow function. Now I'll discuss about what is an arrow functions. So basically arrow function, fat arrow notations are used for anonymous function, that is for function expressions. And here we use a special type of operator called equal to and greater than. And these arrow functions also called as a lambda functions in other programming languages. And basically we have to pass parameters like this, followed by one expression. So this is a basic syntax of arrow function. I will show you one example how we can work with the arrow functions. Now let me just create another file, close this. I'm creating another test script file. I will name it as arrow function. Arrow functions.ts. Arrow functions.ts. So arrow functions, how we need to create. So to create arrow function, and basically these are all anonymous functions. Okay. So what I can do is I will just create a function like this, where I'm just say sum equal to here x is a number type variable, comma y is also number type variable, and the return type is a number. And we have to use one expression called like this, and then can start writing the block. So sum is a basically variable, because this is anonymous function, we have to use a variable. So here function keyword is an option. We can create a function or not. So the function keyword is optional. So for anonymous function, so function you can have or may not have, no problem. So you can have function, and first argument is x, second argument is y, and return type is number. We have to additionally use one operator called equal to, greater than, and starting point, ending point. Here we have to write the block. So here I'm returning a value. I'll say return x plus y. Okay, I'll say return x plus y. Okay, so this is a basically fat arrow function. We can say fat arrow function in TypeScript. Okay, so here we should not give spaces. One second. Where function, let me just remove the function keyword. Okay, I think we should not use function keyword here, guys. Especially for fat arrow function, we should not use function keyword. But normally in the anonymous functions, we have to specify the function keyword. Especially for fat arrow function, we should not give the function keyword. So variable name, and this is a directly expression, the two arguments and return type and equal to, greater than. And this is the operator which we need to use in fat arrow function, and return type is x plus y. So how to invoke this fat arrow function? To invoke the fat arrow function is simply say variable name, and here we have to pass the two arguments, x and y. I need to pass, let's say 20 and 30 I'm passing. So after passing this data, this method or function will return the value. So the return value will be put in the console.log. So the console.log will display the return output, which is written by the fat arrow function. So this example of arrow function. Let me just compile and execute. Go to terminal, new terminal. Here I'll say TSC arrow function, arrow functions.es. And once it is compiled, then we can execute a JavaScript file. Yeah, now it is compiled. Then I'll say node, okay, arrow functions.js. So now it is giving 50 as an output. So this is a simple example to create a arrow function. Okay, and we can also create arrow function without parameters. So here we are passing two arguments, right? We can also create parameterless arrow function. So how to create parameterless arrow function? Now let me show you. So let me comment this. How to create parameterless arrow function means the function arrow function without having parameters. So for that, I just create a variable called var a print. This is a variable name, and just say only bracket. Don't say any parameters, don't say function, anything. If there are parameters, we have to say parameters, but here we don't have parameters, just say only bracket. And then there is no return type. If you want to specify the return type, we don't have any return type. So I'll say directly I'm saying equal to colon, equal to greater than, and inside this function, I'm just creating console.log and print this message. I'll say simple message I'm printing. I'll say welcome to TypeScript. So you can just see this, where is my keyword, print is a variable, equal to, this is my bracket, means which is representing empty parameters, and equal to and greater than. And I think print is a keyword. Let me just put here, I think okay, so let me just change as uppercase later. Fine, I think print is a reserved word in TypeScript, so we should use some other keyword. So I'll say make it as a uppercase letters, print is fine, or you can use any other variable. So this is a variable name is equal to anonymous function, so that I don't have any name of the function and no parameters here. And also there is no return type. So directly I put equal to arrow. This is basically function arrow. And inside this block, I have written statement. The same function you can also create within single line. Suppose if you want to create the same function, I'll say variable name and name of the variable, variable name equal to brackets and arrow, and this particular message you can directly write here. So curly braces are optional. That's what I'm saying here. So if you have only one statement within the function block, the curly braces are optional. So we can simply directly write the statement here. If you have a single statement, if I have a multiple statement, we have to include in the curly braces, right? So this is we can write either like this, or we can write a single statement. And sometimes the function also can return a value. Okay, so let me show you that other example. Let me just either you go with this one or this one, both are correct. So for now, I'm just commenting this one. So this particular function is example for parameterless arrow function. I just created an arrow function. We don't have any parameters. Just it will print this message. But how to invoke the function? To invoke the function, simply we can call variable. That's it. Because this is not accepting any arguments, I'm just calling the function. It will just print the message. Welcome to TypeScript. So now let me compile it once again. So once it is compiled, then it will create JavaScript file, and then I'm executing JavaScript file. So now you can see this is an output which is written by this function. So this is called parameterless arrow function. Variable name equal to empty parenthesis arrow and console.log. Because we have a single statement, we no need to put the curly braces. And this syntax is also fine. This is also correct. So this is an example of parameterless arrow function. And here we need to remember one more important point, that is, if the function body, okay, if the function body consists of only one statement, then no need of curly brackets. That we already seen here. So we have only one statement, then curly braces are optional, and the return type keyword. Okay, then no need of curly braces, curly bracket, and the return keyword. So for the return keyword also not required. If I have a single statement, return keyword is also optional. So let me just create one example. Return keyword is also optional, I'm saying here. Return keyword is not required. So let me just write the same thing, and same method I'm writing here, where print, or let me just create some other method. Let me just create arguments, where sum is my function, and this time I'm passing two arguments. It's not a parameterless function, it's a parameterized. So in the sum method, I'm passing two arguments. That's a x, which is a number type, comma, and y is also a number type. And here, normally if I want to return a value, right, we say colon and return type, right? So return type and then arrow. In this function, we need to say return, let's say x plus 5. So normally we have to write like this. So I'm saying returning x plus 5. Normally we have to write the function like this. So this is also arrow function, right? Arrow function. So these are the two arguments, variable name, two arguments, return type is number, arrow, and inside the body. So the same function we can write in single line. So how to write in the single line is variable sum equal to, and again till here everything is same, and here we don't need to specify the return type. We don't need to specify the return type. So what does it mean is we can directly specify the arrow. I'll say x plus 1. That's it. Simple statement. So here we don't need to specify the return type and also return keyword. When I say return type number, here we use return type. Either we can write like this or we can write like this in single statement. Okay, so this is the other way of writing the statement. I'll just comment the first one. So what I am saying here is, if the function body consists of only one statement, then the curly brackets are optional, that we have seen here in the first example, and the return keyword is also optional. Return keyword is also optional if consists of only one statement. But here we have only return x plus y. There is only one statement, one return statement. So obviously what we can do is we can just remove the return type and directly we can specify x plus y expression. So this is a statement is considering this. If the function body consists of only one statement, then no need for curly brackets and the return type keyword. So how we can invoke the function? So to invoke the function, simply we say sum, and we need to pass two arguments. I'll say sum, and here I need to pass two arguments. Let's say 10 plus 20. And this will also return the value for us. So I can just put that into console.log. And this will print the output of this particular statement. Now let me compile it once again. Yeah, now it is compiled. Now I'm running this as a JavaScript file. Now it is returning 30 as an output. So this is how we can write arrow functions. Okay, arrow functions are basically anonymous function, but we don't use function keyword here. And within single line also we can write if you have only single statement. So we have discussed about arrow functions, how to work with the arrow functions, and arrow functions with argument, without arguments, with return type, without return type. Now finally I'll show you function overloading. So what is overloading means? We can have multiple functions with the same name. That is basically called as a function overloading. So TypeScript provides the concept of function overloading. So we can have multiple functions with the same name, but different parameter types. So we can have multiple functions with the same name, but how we can recognize them uniquely means we need to pass a different parameter types and return type. But however, the number of parameters should be the same. Now I'll show you one example how we can achieve overloading in TypeScript, function overloading. So for that, I'm creating one more test script, and I will name it as function, or we can say overload functions. Overload functions.test script. So here I'm writing two functions. I'm writing, let's say function add, and this function is taking two arguments. Let's say a is a number argument, comma b is also a number argument. B is also number argument, and this will return a number type of data. So I'm not implementing this method. I'm just return the definition. Let's say function add is my function, A is a one parameter, B is another parameter, colon, a return type is a number. So I've just declared this function, now haven't implemented. Similarly, I will create one more function like this. And this time I will also define two arguments, but the different type. I'll say this is a string variable and this is another string variable, and return type is also string. So here I have declared two functions with the same name, but the different type of arguments, and return type also different. So what I will do is I will do one implementation for both the things. What I can do is I'll implement this function like this. Let's say function add two arguments, right? So whatever implementation I'm doing here, that implementation should exactly match with these two declarations. But how we can match it is, in TypeScript we have another type called any. Any type means which can be number or string. So here I will take two arguments with any type. B is also any type, and the return type is also any type. Okay. Now in this function, I will just return A plus B. I'll return A plus B. So now if I see this implementation, this exactly matching with the first method, a first function, and the second function. So why it is matching? Because here I'll say any. Any type means it can be number or it can be string. So I have defined two different functions with the same name, but different type of arguments and different return type. And implementation is done like this. Now, how to invoke the function is, we can simply call add method by passing numbers 100, 200. This will return something for us. I'll say console.log. And the same method I can call by passing string data. I'll say here welcome, and the second argument will be also will be the string type. I'll say welcome John. See this, I'm passing the two arguments now. So first, same method I'm calling by passing two numbers, and the same method again I'm calling by passing two strings. So in this case, what happens is we have created two methods or two functions with the same name, but a type of arguments will be different, and also return type should be different. So by we need to consider these two important points when you overload the methods. So first thing, the now arguments type should be different. The second thing, return type also should be different. By following these two conditions, we can create any number of methods with the same name. And we have implemented this method here. And now I'm calling here. Let me just execute and see. Go to terminal, compile it. Now by using TSC, test script, I'm compiling overload methods, overload functions.ts. Now I have compiled this. Then it will generate a JavaScript file. Now I am running JavaScript file by using node. So node overload functions.js. So now we can see the first one is called and return 300 is an output, and the second is called and printed welcome John. So this is output we got. So basically what we have done here is we have created multiple functions with the same name by changing the type of arguments and return type. And we have done implementation which will exactly matching with the two assignments or two definitions or two declarations. And then I'm calling this function by passing different type of arguments. So like this we can achieve function overloading in TypeScript. Function overloading in TypeScript. Okay. And here one more important point we need to remember, especially in TypeScript. So that is function overloading with a different number of parameters and types with the same name is not supported. So what does that mean is function overloading with a different number of parameters and types. Different number of parameters and types are not supported. So different number of parameters and types with the same name is not supported. What does that mean is we cannot create multiple functions with a different number of parameters and types with the same name is not supported. In other programming languages it will support, but in TypeScript which is not supported. So by considering this, we have not created like this. We have used different names, but the types are different and return type is also different, but we cannot create multiple functions with a different number of arguments. Here I have passed two arguments with a number. I cannot create another function with three arguments with the same type. So that's what I'm saying here. Function overloading with a different number of parameters and types with the same name is not supported in TypeScript. So let me show you one example. So here I'm commenting this. Why it is not supported, we will see that. So to considering this particular point, let me just create one example. So here I'm creating one function. Just observe this. I'll say function and name it as a display. And here I'm taking two arguments. One is a string argument and other one is also string argument. B is also string argument. Observe this. And the return type is void. Void means nothing, no return value. And now inside this function, I'm writing simply say console.log. Console.log, I'll say a plus b. See this? This is a function I created perfectly fine. So the function name, two arguments, return type is nothing, and it is printing a plus b directly. Suppose if I create the same function one more time, okay, like this, and this time I'm getting only one parameter. I'm getting only one parameter. Display a string, or we can simply say a number parameter. Even you can just type the, you can also change the type. So here it will throw you compile time error. So what it's saying is duplicate function implementation. Duplicate function implementation. So why it is saying? Because function overloading with a different number of parameters and types. Different number of parameters and types means here two parameters, here one parameter, and types are different types. So with the same name, same method name is not supported. So this example will demonstrate this particular statement. So function overloading with a different number of parameters and types with the same name is not supported. So both will throw compile time error. Both will throw compile time error. Okay. So this is all about function overloading. So now I'll show you one more, the last concept called REST parameters. We also have one more topic called REST parameters in functions. So in TypeScript especially, the parameters can support REST parameters, means we can also pass multiple values into one single parameter. So let me show you the context here. What is REST parameters? If the number of parameters that a function will receive is not known or can vary, we can use REST parameters. Sometimes I have created one function which contains two arguments, and especially for one argument, I don't know how many values I need to pass. I don't know how many parameters we need to pass to the method. In that case, we need to use REST parameters. So if the number of parameters that a function will receive is not known, suppose somebody is implemented one function, but as a user, I need to call that function, but I don't know exactly how many parameters that function is accepting, right? Or sometimes the parameters can be varied. In those cases, we use REST parameters, and REST parameter we can denote by three dots. We can say ellipses. Okay, I'll show you a simple example how we can work with the REST parameters. And close this. I'll create one more test script. REST params. I will name it as REST params.test script. And here I'm just creating a simple function. I'll say function, and I'll say greet. And in this function, I'm writing two arguments. I'll say greeting. This is a greeting message. I'll say greeting message. This is a string type of argument, comma, and I'll create one more variable called a name. This is also string type of argument, and inside this function, I'm just returning greeting message. I'll say greet message plus, along with this, I'm concatenating with the name, right? So here, if you see this particular function, this is basically greeting message. Okay, so it is a named function I created. Function name, it is taking two arguments and it will return the two values. Now, if you want to call the function, I'll simply say greet, and we need to pass two arguments. One is a greeting message I have to pass. Let us say hello, and the second argument is some name. I'll say John. Okay, so when I call this function, it will just print hello John. So here the function is accepting two arguments. Also, I'm passing two arguments. Till here, everything fine. Let me just compile it in JavaScript. So I'll say tsc rest params.ts. So this is a normal named function with the normal arguments, two arguments. Now I'm compiling into node. I'll say rest params.js. Now we can see it is called, but it is returning some data, but we are not printing that. So that's the reason it's not printed anything. Just I'm saying console.log. When I say console.log, then we will get the message printed. Now once again I'm compiling it, tsc.restparams.ts, and then compile into JavaScript, and now I'm compiling. So now we can see hello John is printed. So this is perfectly fine. So now some situations what happens is this method is a function is implemented somebody else. Just I want to call this function, but I don't know how many parameters I need to pass here, right? So in those cases, what I have to do is this particular parameter, I can make it as a REST parameter. So names. So for that, what I have to do is we need to use 3 dots, which is representing ellipses. And when I pass multiple values into name, I can just make it as an array variable. I can make it as an array variable. So now I can pass multiple arguments to this particular, I can pass multiple values into this particular variable. So how I can pass? I can pass one greeting message, one value. And similarly, I can also pass like this. Suppose I can also pass single parameter like this. So console.log greet hello. If I pass 2 arguments, hello will be assigned to the greeting message, John will be assigned to the name, single parameter. And hello is a greeting parameter, single parameter I'm passing. Just say it will assign to the greeting, and the name doesn't have any parameter. And suppose if I pass 3 arguments, okay, so here if I pass 3 arguments, then what happens? So here say hello, and here I'm passing John, and here I'm passing Smith, right? So I'm passing 3 arguments. I'll say Smith. So then what happens? So here first 2 arguments I passed perfectly fine. Second one is also fine. And third one, 3 arguments I'm passing. The first argument value will be assigned to the greeting, and the next 2 values will be assigned to the name, because name is a string of array type. So name can also hold multiple values here. So this is basically called as a REST parameters. So all 3 notations are correct. All 3 statements are correct. Now let us execute. You can pass any number of values for the name argument. So it can pass single parameter or no parameter or multiple parameters. So that's the main usage of REST parameters. Now let me just compile it again. So once it is compiled, then it will generate a JavaScript file. Now I'm running my JavaScript file. So now we can see the first statement is written this one. Second statement is just written hello, because I haven't passed any value to the name. And the third statement is written printed this one. Hello John and Smith. Hello John. Why it is saying comma here? Okay, so because here it is printing like this, guys. Hello John comma Smith is printed. John comma Smith will go and assign into the name. I'm just printing the name here. But here what I will do is I need to join them. John Smith I want to print as a one single statement. So for that I can say name dot join method I can use. Join, and in the double quotations I say comma. So I can just remove this comma. Okay, so let me just show you. I can just add some join method. So what happens is hello method, hello statement, hello message will be assigned to the greeting message, and these 2 values will be stored in the name variable. Now let us see the output now. So I'm just compiling into TSC. And then it will generate a JavaScript file. Now I'm running JavaScript file. So now we can see this is the output I got this time. So this is the output I got. So hello John comma Smith. So previously also we got the same thing, but if I just want to add some space here, I can just after comma, I'm just adding some space here. So that's the main reason for this join. Okay, so this is how we can also define the REST parameters for the functions. And when we have to use this, especially if a number of parameters that a function will receive is not known or can vary, we can use REST parameters. Okay, so this is all about functions concept in TypeScript. Very, very important topic. All right. So in the next video, we will see with the new concepts. Thanks for watching, guys.